Thanks everyone for joining today. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land. I pay my respects to their elders past and present and the Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be here today. First of all, I want to introduce our extremely experienced panellists. We have Gavin, who has been the Managing Director of New Voice Australia for the past 11 years. He is based in Brisbane and has more than 30 years experience in the ICT industry. We also have William, who's Wavelink's National Mobility Enablement Manager and is a seasoned healthcare ICT systems engineer. His wide-ranging expertise covers systems integration, clinical messaging, RTLS, nurse call systems, and high availability setups. William delivers technical training to Wavelink channel partners and customers, ensuring they harness technology effectively. Then there's little old me. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Wavelink's National Mobility Channel Manager. I've been at Wavelink for nearly 8 years now, with around 14 years of experience in mobility and telecommunications. My focus and why I'm here today is to enable Wavelink resellers to successfully sell and support our mobility solutions. Before we jump in, I just want to take a couple of minutes to introduce Wavelink in case you have not dealt with us before. For over 20 years, we've been distributing leading global vendors and technologies. Our experience and product intimacy allows Wavelink to aggregate solutions in key growth verticals to grow our vendors, as well as partners' presence in Australia and New Zealand. So Wavelink has two pillars of our distribution business, being security, which is focused on Fortinet, and mobility. Our mobility product strategy focuses on having products that complement each other, leading to higher transaction values and increased reseller customer stickiness. The portfolio includes SpectraLink, Alcatel-Lucent Enterprise, SOTI, Stipendium, Improvada, Scandit, Strikers for Sarah, Contact.io, and introducing to you today, New Voice's Mobicall. In this webinar, you'll see how New Voice's Mobicall enables the unified integration of an organization's entire communication system, understand why Wavelink committed to distributing Mobicall, and the value of Mobicall for your customers, and why you should be a Mobicall partner. Now let's hear from New Voice Australia themselves. Gavin, can you tell us a bit about Mobicall?
Thanks, Alicia. The New Voice head office is based in Switzerland. We have offices located across the world, and in Australia, we are based in Brisbane with our technical centre located on the Gold Coast. We have over 30 years experience in the industry, which makes us one of the global leaders in the area of managing alarms and emergency events across all verticals in the market. We have customers in some very large situations that manage thousands of emergency calls, such as the Austrian police services, hospitals across all sizes, from large hospitals to small clinics. We will discuss this further in the presentation. Important to note that we are a technically focused company with the majority of the employees involved with the development and support of Mobicall. We encourage our resellers to share their customer requirements with us, as this helps us to develop features that we know will develop real customer value. Mobicall is adopting new functionality and innovation every day, often based on simple requests from our customers or partners. Mobicall is active in every market and may well already have developed a generic solution to add value to your organization. Applications tailored for every industry. Staff in many organizations today can find themselves in compromising situations these days. And this includes threats from criminals that want to steal goods or high on drugs. Some industries can be worse, such as a hospital emergency wards, dementia wards, and pharmaceutical facilities. Protecting the safety of staff, patients, customers, visitors is a responsibility of the company and organization. Mobicall can help as it integrates with numerous devices that can trigger an alarm and ensure that the respondents have the information needed to assist the victim in the most efficient manner. Organizations have many expensive assets such as buildings, equipment, and stock. Mobicall can integrate into third-party systems such as a fire alarm to detect smoke in a bid to respond in a way that will eliminate a potential fire before it creates any damage. Proactively managing equipment, should it stop operating correctly, can prevent an expensive failure. Increasing productivity by automating manual procedures can deliver a high level of safety, save money by being more efficient, meeting compliance requirements, saving training time and costs. So Mobicall takes care of the integration needed to maximize the number of information points, communicate important events, determine location of the event, execute predetermined mobilization procedures, and automate workflow and task management procedures. Mobicall over the years has integrated into all the well-known communication technology manufacturers. Most of this integration is done at a low level, which allows Mobicall to access many of the features within the technology. For example, changing the handset ringtones for emergency calls, automatically opening the loudspeaker on a handset, breaking into a call with an emergency message. Customers can use their existing infrastructure that they have invested to deliver alarms and emergency information to the different devices carried by their staff. Having all their third-party interfaces integrated into a single management platform allows an organization to ensure that the most efficient response is delivered across all areas of the business.
Thanks, Gavin, for that high-level overview. Can you please expand on the modules that enable Mobicall's integration and functionality?
Yes, so to maximize the number of information points, dedicated modules were developed to enable Mobicall to natively connect and utilize many different technologies. Organizations invest in and implement different communication platforms that provide users a choice in what devices they carry and the way information is presented to them. Mobicall integrates with all these communication types, allowing the user to decide how they are contacted at different times of the day. Sometimes they may have multiple devices and want information to be sent to these devices. Mobicall takes care of communicating important events and ensures delivery as well as understanding of those notifications within a unified network. Real-time voice is often the best way to share information, and Mobicall has a broad range of possibilities for optimally routing voice data. Mobicall has been supporting voice for many years, and it is the most effective communication option that delivers many benefits to the workflow requirements of emergency situations. The real-time communication allows you to request an immediate acknowledgement, determine a response, and if not required, immediately escalate. Calls can be made in parallel to multiple people simultaneously, and the status of each call is known in real time. Mobicall takes care of all emergency communications and automatically connects to the right people at the right time. Mobicall can record all audio conferences regardless of the number of participants. Mobicall can automatically initiate conferencing depending upon network event notifications received between 2 or more participants, regardless of the end devices they may be using. Mobicall's integrated interactive voice response, IVR, and automatic call distribution, ACD applications optimize information processing and distribution. With Mobicall's fully integrated TTS, or text-to-speech application, it now becomes simple to convert a text into a voice call. Mobicall can execute automatically a predetermined mobilization procedure, ensuring a potentially least risk routine or emergency workflow, even in the most complex of environments. Efficiency and coordination is optimized because routines can be pre-planned and formally executed in real time using voice. Mobicall can broadcast or communicate alarms using voice, text, images, or alerts. If a notification is not acted upon, Mobicall is able to automatically escalate the notification to another key person until successful. Mobicall can monitor IT and telecommunications infrastructures together with connected devices due to dedicated Mobicall interfaces, e.g. SNMP traps. Mobicall can determine where an event occurred and can automatically send response teams to the right place without delay. Redundancy features may be incorporated into any Mobicall system to mitigate against the risk of hardware failure. Mobicall has an integrated task management module that ensures alarms are managed effectively through to completion. Any business workflow can be partially or fully automated to limit the impact of unexpected events or hazards and optimize an entity's response. The management of the process ensures that you can meet SLA requirements. There are three main areas to a Mobicall solution, and you will soon appreciate that Mobicall is rich in functionality. However, the concept is very simple. On the left, you have all devices that could potentially trigger an event. These include a dry contact, relay, etc. Or serial and IP applications such as nurse call, hospitality application, clinical equipment such as heart monitoring, etc. A voice call, and there are many instances where the only form of communication is an analog handset. Lone worker protection could be a duress button on your SpectraLink handset or mobile phone. Email, SNMP trap, ping, or a red button that connects to a PC. On the right-hand side is all the devices that you can communicate with to deliver a response. These include multiple handset types, analog, digital, IP, DEC, Wi-Fi, mobile phones. Included is many other devices such as relay contacts, email, fax, cameras, video, etc. In the middle is Mobicall, a unified event management application. Mobicall is the middleware that integrates these two environments and provides the business with the tools to manage all critical and non-critical business processes. With the support for voice, you are able to guarantee a response. Should a response not meet the business requirement, the call is escalated and the process is continued until the business outcome is achieved. The call center feature ensures that every emergency call is taken. An RVR allows you to develop complex procedures and navigate through an organization to get the right information. The text-to-speech capability provides a number of benefits. The one that is very popular is the ability to deliver a lengthy message without the description being restricted by the number of characters supported on a particular device. Once again, as soon as a message is converted to voice, you can guarantee delivery and request confirmation that it has been received. Localization and the lone worker protection feature available with a SpectraLink, DECT, Wi-Fi, or Versity handsets, providing a call assist or man down feature. When a button is pressed, the red button, Mobicall detects the closest base station or AP or BLE beacon and forwards this information onto security. In addition, there are a number of options available. For example, a security person conferences in with the worker and the handset speaker is opened, allowing the distressed worker to talk to security without the handset being answered or in their possession. Mobicall provides a full audit trail, text and voice for all events, and as a result, the voice recording component is a very important component. A web interface provides people with the authority to view and manage those parts of the infrastructure that they are involved. Each department has access to only their area of interest, allowing you to configure and manage a particular area only.
Mobicall is certainly an impressive all-in-one messaging integration engine. Can you tell us a bit more about the system and give us a peek at what it looks like?
This screen shows all the features that are available, and the administrator would normally be the person that would have access to all these features. You can customize the view with only those features that are needed by a specific person being available to them. All scenarios can be configured and managed through the Mobicall app, both on a centralized and decentralized way. The web-based management tool features an innovative drag and drop configurator. This solution provides IT administrators and users responsible for groups, as well as for subject areas, with an intuitive and clearly structured tool to configure personal data and business workflows. Moreover, the multi-client capability offers to different areas the opportunity to autonomously administer their own alarm management by means of different access rights. NVX Experience is an extremely powerful tool for visualizing alarm workflows. It can be used as a highly customizable control center. Most of the time, we use this application to create a customized dashboard for customers. Via the dashboard, you can do almost everything related to starting alarm scenarios and configure what should be showed related to the different alarms. Again, very, very flexible. The dashboard is designed to assist the user with easy options to trigger emergency responses or simple messaging. The dashboard can be designed and customized to meet the specific requirements of the organization. The user can trigger an emergency by simply pressing a button. Each button can be configured with a workflow that is designed and tested to deliver the most efficient response to the emergency. With the proliferation of IoT devices available on the market, it is easy and at a low cost to manage and monitor many different new applications across all industries. Mobicall integrates with these IoT devices, networks, and is integrated with many of the manufacturers offering these devices. Within Mobicall, you can create specific dashboards that allow you to monitor these devices in real time. This provides a visual on devices that are installed across an organization, allowing you in many instances to resolve potential issues before they can cause harm or damage. I'd like to highlight the built-in functionality of indoor and outdoor positioning, especially important for lone worker protection and detecting locations of other people and specific assets. What kind of equipment do we need? Most of the time we use products called beacons together with Mobicall, battery powered and very easy to install. Locally, we have implemented BLE beacons with DECT or duress localization to increase the accuracy. In New Zealand, we have a healthcare facility with over 20,000 IoT devices across different applications such as fire, security, and nurse call. If you want to do asset tracking or building a solution for dementia patients, there are a number of options available. Mobicall is implemented across many different industries. The references show, for example, hospitality. Many of the 4- and 5-star hotels globally have a Mobicall. Our largest sector of the market, though, is healthcare. This includes, for example, the largest hospital in Europe, recently opened in Germany, called Clinicum, a 2,200-bed hospital. Still even larger is UPMC in the United States. In Australia, we have a number of both large and small hospitals in many of the state's healthcare hospitals. IBM has been a long-standing customer over the past 20 years and one of our first large-scale Cisco integrations. Austrian Emergency Service was one of the largest implementations done back in 2011, which included 12,000 staff and 6,000 voice channels. One of our largest Cisco implementations is currently underway that has 50,000 handsets. The point that I want to make is that Mobicall will fit your customer requirements, irrespective of the size of the organization.
It's not surprising that Mobicall customers are spread across many industries. Together, we can see the greatest synergy and opportunity for Mobicall in the markets of government. So this includes council, local governments, federal government, state governments, just across the board. Healthcare, being private and public. Emergency services, residential care, and energy and utilities. Today, we'll be examining use cases in residential aged care, emergency services, and energy and utilities. So just to set the scene a bit, aged care providers, they grow over time, sometimes through greenfield builds and sometimes through acquirement. When we're looking at the statistics on the spread of residential aged care providers in Australia, 13.5% of all residential care providers have 5 or more locations. And nearly 67% of all beds and places are by those providers with 5 or more homes. So this is where the majority of the market share sits. The largest aged care provider has 92 facilities with 9,352 beds. And I mean, right now, we are certainly seeing a time of buying and selling, with smaller aged care providers being consolidated into larger groups. So whether building over time or acquiring existing sites, providers are left with a mix of different nurse call, building management, security, fire alarm systems, all varying in age and capability. Not only does this make life more difficult at a management administration level, but also user experience is different at each site, with more staff training and adjustment needed. Also, not all sites have the same capabilities, with some missing key functionality like smartphone interoperability. William, how can Mobicall fill the gaps left by disparate systems with limited functionality and increase staff efficiency?
Thanks, Alicia. In this first example, we'll be talking about a Mobicall workflow to standardize nurse call workflows. The problem is nurse call is traditionally announced through overhead paging or notifications through paging transmitters to pocket pagers. This workflow is usually unmanaged, and for traditional systems, you are unable to send messages to a smartphone. Notifications are sent to every carer on the floor, contributing to alarm fatigue. Now, in this example, a button press on the bedside by the resident will trigger an event going to a Mobicall server. This Mobicall server will send a message to a Mobicall app on a FirstKey handset, for example, and a user needs to either accept the event and attend to a resident or reject it. If it's rejected, this will escalate to the next user, and it will keep on escalating until the resident is attended to. Of course, while all this is happening, the event is reported, and in the meantime, a conference call is also sent out to users. So all this is done through a Mobicall app on a Spectral Link handset, and the intent is to introduce a managed nurse call workflow that will notify the carer or nurse assigned. With this, you can create a more quieter and more pleasant environment for residents, staff, and visitors.
And we're certainly seeing that move towards changing the environment in an aged care home towards more of a home style environment rather than a hospital environment.
Thanks, Alicia. In this other example, a fire alarm system usually has very simple functionality and is reliant on a middleware like Mobicall to manage the workflow. A smoke alarm doesn't always automatically trigger a fire alarm. In this example, when a smoke alarm is triggered, appointed fire marshals will receive the message from the Mobicall server a fire warden will need to check to see whether it's a false alarm. If it is, they will conclude it. If there's actual fire, then he or she can escalate that to a fire alarm. When this happens, this event is escalated to all users on the Mobicall handset. And in this example, Mobicall can organize the alarms going to the handsets in the app. It can also open and unlock doors in the facility. It can also announce using text-to-speech to loudspeakers that there is a fire alarm. And you can also use Mobicall to inform other non-smartphone app users that there is a fire alarm. And while all that's happening, all the fire marshals and building managers and security can jump onto a conference call that will be triggered by Mobicall. So this is just a simple workflow, but you can imagine, this is just two examples that we've given you, but you can imagine, being able to integrate to SMS, PBX, smart app, email, and other integrations. This allows a consolidation of messaging, alerts, and even voice going to a single mobile device like a Spectral University. Then this also allows other possible use cases for mobile duress and workflow management. So yeah, this gives much more opportunity for more use cases.
Thanks, William. And I think, by using those use cases, there is a large gain for the customer. There's no need to pull out existing equipment like nurse call points or do a head-end upgrade. You can build that additional functionality that you need via Mobicall. You've also got that increased staff efficiency through standardized and streamlined workflow. I mean, the fire alarm example is a really good example because, evacuating residents, it's a really big process. And if you can check that, have a process involved where immediately you check the smoke alarm first, that's worked out. And then when you do need to do an evacuation, you've got a standardized workflow. It's going to make everything a lot easier for everyone and a lot safer. It's also easier to share staff resources between sites with less training required. Staff don't have to adjust every time they go to a new site, working with new hardware, new equipment, new applications. Staff can hit the ground running. It also changes the way staff work for the better. The examples we use here today use Versity smartphone as the staff communication device. Now, suddenly staff can use one device, and that's for phone calls, messaging, task management, to run resident care applications and capture real-time data. And this changes the whole way they work for the better. Mobicall becomes the enabler of the device sale, and Versity becomes that foundation for the improved process change. Gavin, can you please explain how Mobicall could be used in emergency services?
Thanks, Alicia. This reference demonstrates the RVR capabilities within Mobicall. The Horizons Regional Council covers a large rural area with a lot of farms. When predefined thresholds for water or river levels, rainfall are breached, emergency notifications are delivered by TTS voice calls, also activating sirens at certain sites, and can be delivered by SMS and email. For the public RVR system, telemetry data is received from around the region, and the RVR readings are automatically updated when a change is detected. This allows the public to get up-to-date information on the rain, river levels, etc. in their area by a quick phone call into the RVR. The next reference demonstrates the conferencing facility within Mobicall. In fire and other emergencies, the control center can trigger an emergency conference with a simple press of a button. There are over 300 areas. Each area can be activated by the DFES Comm Center software that dials into Mobicall to start a desired alarm conference. Any of these alarm conferences can also be started by dialing a specific DDI. This allows a person the ability to trigger an emergency conference irrespective of their location. The majority of conferences accommodate up to 25 fire personnel. This is only limited by the number of voice channels available. DFVS run 2 Mobicall servers in round-robin mode with 60 channels on each.
It's so important that systems are in place to support our first responders, and Mobicall does a great job of this. Gavin, lastly, can you explain how Mobicall can be used in energy and utilities?
Yeah, no problem. So power stations generally have facility management systems that must be closely monitored. This can be a volatile environment, so staff safety is important. The Wago controller provides the connectivity to emergency buttons, for example, and is used in other applications such as air conditioners, lifts, etc. Each contact can be managed centrally by Mobicall, allowing you to deliver both simple or complex workflows.
Thanks, Gavin. Now, we can see Mobicall has many benefits for customers, but what platforms can it be deployed on?
Yeah, Alicia, Mobicall has 3 different platforms within the one product offering. The Mobibox. This is a pre-packaged Mobicall solution that includes the Mobicall software pre-installed on a hardware platform. This is typically supplied as a ready-to-go solution designed for smaller sites or as a local site option for a hybrid Mobicloud solution. Mobicall. This is software only and suited to all enterprise customers, both medium and large customers. The Mobicloud provides Mobicall in a cloud offering, available both as a service hosted and supported by New Voice, or hosted by a customer or reseller.
That's great that the mode of deployment is flexible. William, as you are Wavelink's Mobility Enablement Manager, can you please tell us how resellers can complete technical training for Mobicall and what professional services are available?
Thanks, Alicia. Professional services can be provided for projects. This is to ensure success in the first deployment. We encourage partners to undergo Mobicall training through Wavelink, which is a one-day training course available early 2024. Once training is complete, partners can choose to still purchase professional services, but they will receive a discount. When Mobicall training is complete and partner is competent, professional services can be completed by the partner. We want partners to be skilled up to be able to complete projects and to support the solutions independently, allowing partners to maximize on professional services and to end customers.
Thanks, William. That's all very straightforward. To finish, Gavin, can you tell us why partners should sell Mobicall?
Yes, sure, Alicia. The Mobicall software is modular and can be easily customized with all the features available. This ensures that a customer only purchases the features and size of the system to meet their current needs. As the customer needs change or size of the system increases, the customer can purchase in increments to meet both their current and future needs. The licensing is easy to understand, with single line items for additional features and increased resources. The new license with the added requirements is loaded and the new items purchased become available. Over the past 30 years, we have integrated over 500 different third-party systems. However, that integration does not stop. New Voice will commit to the support of third-party interfaces in your environment that we currently do not support. We will develop the new interface at no additional cost than the standard interface cost. Our integration with all the main manufacturers that deliver voice platforms to the market will continue. We integrate with these partners at a low level that allows us to use many of the features on offer from the manufacturer. Integration includes the different networks such as DECT, Wi-Fi, BLE, IoT, GSM. Customers want to be able to source any telecommunication device to communicate. Adding to this is location capability for applications such as GRS and asset tracking. Delivering these systems into the market does require technical expertise. New Voice has offices globally that are available to deliver support with the local time zone and local language.
Well, it's been a great discussion with New Voice today. Throwing to our audience, does anyone have any questions you'd like Gavin or William to answer? Okay, so first question we have here is this an on-premises or cloud solution? If on-premises is an option, can we have this installed at multiple campuses for local inputs? So if the site links go down, regional towns and low bandwidth in some cases, can the local site still operate, but when all the sites are online, it is seen as one system? Or would multiple separate instances need to be configured in this case?
So that's a good question. It is very much a hybrid system. So you can, as an example, have a Mobicall or a Mobibox running at the local site where all the local interfaces are connected, and that then connecting back to a data center where a lot of the processing is done. So at any point that a single network should fail, the site still retains the operation of having a local Mobibox platform.
Thank you, Gavin. I've got one more question here. Is there a simple log inspection reporting view available?
Thanks, Gavin. Yeah, that's a good question. For every event and alarm that's raised, the logs are available in CSV, HTML, and in PDF form. There are also additional options for these data to be plugged externally for other reporting purposes.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gavin and William. And thank you overall for the insights. We're very excited about this partnership, and we can see Mobicall is a very comprehensive solution that can be utilised by many, many industries and indeed enrich our partners' offerings. I also want to thank the audience today for your attendance. Let's continue to understand and engage together. If you'd like to discuss further about Mobicall and how to work together, please contact us via phone or email. To see Mobicall in action, please feel free to make an appointment with me to view our demo instance or come into our office. If you are happy with what you see in here and are ready to get trained and certified, we are scheduling the training course for partners in February, as mentioned by William. Please contact us for registration. So thanks once again and have a great day.